Hello, it's 5:15 p.m. So it looks like as if my days are numbered at this job. It really does because the harassment is getting worse and okay, the John, I don't care. I do not care. The John guy has, he drives around with funny headlights and of all vehicles, a Ford Escape. A Ford Escape, which is gang stalkers use a Ford Escape. And remember, not years ago, I meant to say months ago, they had a whole bunch of gang stalkers. It seemed like as if almost all the vehicles that try to run over me with their cars would be like a Ford Fusion or a Ford Escape, mainly a red Ford Escape. And it's like, why are so many perps in the Ford Escape trying to run over me with their cars? But he didn't try to run over me with his car, but he drives a Ford Escape with funny headlights. And you see how they gaslight and try to be subtle with their gang stalking and making like they don't know what you're talking about. So in the other room, they had like couches that you can sit on. But let's see, I don't know if it's been 3 or 4 weeks that I've been working here. And so just yesterday, he started to decide to freaking sit and chill in that room right alone. No, I want my break to myself, by myself. I don't want to be like around y'all, around nobody. So today, I mean, the lady, Miss Brenda, I don't think that on her own that she, because of her situation and being old and everything, and the fact that she had 2 aneurysms, I don't think on her own that she'd be the type to perp. But she got a little rude with me today when I asked her, if she can cover her mouth and, stop coughing on people. So it's like there's more that I want to say, but I can't say it. But so here today he used her to sit in the spot that I normally sit in. Around at the exact time I usually sit there. Before, I understand, I know that I don't own the place. The perps will be online perps be like, you don't own that place anyway, whatever. I never said I owned the place, but I know they've been working this job before me, but I'm just saying that it's just, I know that it's part of him in the gang stalking tactic. The fact that I've been, for like 3 or 4 weeks, that's my chill spot. This chair right here that I'm sitting in is not even that comfortable. So I got mad and I said, "Come on, man!" Like, and he's like, "Oh, what's the matter?" Try to play it off. "Oh, what you getting mad for? Oh, what's the matter?" Like as if you think that I don't know what you're trying to fucking do. Him using her, trying to use her to start perping me too. So it's like I had to come up in here and come in a I mean, it wasn't until just now I realized that this chair is not that comfortable. But they usually go to Whataburger every day together, and they don't go and they don't. I mean, I'm not saying they're not allowed to or not supposed to, but I'm just saying that he's up to doing that on purpose to try to perp me. Just like my twin sister used to do, like when we were in foster care and stuff, and she used to perp me by walking the hallway by my room on purpose to make me mad, and then touch my doorknob on purpose. You know, and just violate and like take advantage of pushing my buttons, and I have OCD, and they violate that, and on purpose, and it's like, so they're trying to either drive me to get riled up or drive me to want to quit. So it's like also they had a perp while the kids were outside practicing whatever sport. I don't know what sport they were practicing. Not basketball, but if not, probably football or soccer or something. I think it was football. And they had another vehicle, like a older model Toyota 4Runner that had funny headlights. that was funny headlights and brightening their headlights. So again, I'm supposed to be silent about my gang stalking, and then they make it like as if they try to play it off like they don't know. You know, you did that, Mr. John. He did that on purpose, and he thinks just like a narcissistic abuser. He thinks that he thinks nothing of it. When I knew they did that that shit not Miss Brenda, because I think he used her, you know, to and without her realizing, I think he used her to play that game on purpose. But God sees everything, and I see what they're doing. I mean, not so much her, but him. So just started freaking doing that. And then also with gang stalkers, they're mimicking tactic that they mimic and mock whatever you do. So when you start doing something as a target, and then they copy off of you, and then reverse it on you and lie and say that you were the one copying off of them. I mean, and then a few days ago, he pretended like he wanted to open the door for me. Yet he was, and perps have done that too. Pretend like they want to be a fake gentleman and open the door for you. And then at the same time, they're standing in the doorway. And I'm like, well, how am I gonna pass through? And they want to deliberately try to get me to bump into them, so that they can play victim and lie and say I hit them, or that I, push them or something. So it's like, no, I want you completely out of my way if you want to hold the door for me. Or they'll halfway open the door. Like, why offer to open the door at all then? And then he'd be like, oh, well, just trying to help. Just playing all kinds of psychological games. Like the other job, I wasn't allowed, and I have obsessive compulsive disorder, and the perps used that as a weakness against me, also. So, doing everything on purpose just to make me uncomfortable and just to make me angry, keep me angry and uncomfortable, keep me complaining and everything about the silly little petty shit you're doing. Like, this man look like he's at least fucking 60 years old. I don't know how old he is, but I see what he's trying to fucking do. All these other days you never sat in there, but I know you're doing it as part of the perping. I mean, he had the obvious freaking. I mean, I put it on film. He had the obvious freaking funny headlights, and that confirmed my suspicions that he was a gaslighting perp. That he, treated me in a way of like workplace mobbing, and they'd be like subtle and gaslighting, Well, if y'all want to take my doggone job away, then fuck. But it's like, you can't, as a targeted individual, you can't be comfortable. And if you are comfortable, you can't be comfortable for long. Usually that was be my spot to get comfortable, and I can sit in the dark and just get comfortable. Like one day, about a week ago, he got an attitude with me and made it like as if I was crazy. He didn't say crazy or stupid, but he made it like as if I was crazy and stupid for sitting in a dark room. And in foster care, not the narcissistic fake foster family used to treat me like that too, like as if I'm stupid and lack common sense and I'm something wrong with me, or I'm crazy for sitting in a dark room. But if I turn the lights on, I have to hear, like the foster mom will make lectures about how I'm gonna be the one to have to pay her electricity bill for wasting pay her light bill for wasting so much electricity, and then threaten to take it out my little measly ass $20 allowance every month until it's paid out. So they're getting worse and more aggressive with the gang stalking. And they just want to keep me, they want me to say something. They want to keep me saying something. But I know that he did that, on purpose. But as I said, like somebody like Miss Brenda, them using, like, I don't think she is the type to perp on her own. But they can get somebody that's like mentally disabled and try to get them to, somebody who's like David Jane, do whatever they're told. Obey orders without question or without questioning their motives. So I have OCD. I have my certain way about things, and they come and violate on purpose. As I said, if y'all been sitting elsewhere. Um, if y'all been sitting elsewhere, you know, why all of a sudden you just start coming to do what I do or go where I go? I'd rather just stay as off to myself as possible. You got your own space in your own spot. I got my own space in my own spot. I come there and clean the rooms those rooms at that time. And then, I clean those rooms at that time. And the big boss, he's gone. So, and I'm afraid to even speak up and say something. And then he might not believe that Mr. John is, a gang stalker. Or, I can't mention about gang stalking to them, but he might not believe that Mr. John is a gang stalker. And just like people don't want to believe that their own relatives are participating in gang stalking me. Like they're being denied. No way can my child have sold her soul and is gang stalking you. Or took a deal. Like, you don't know what your kids are doing. You don't know what your parents are doing. You don't know what your relatives or friends are doing. But, that's silly and petty and just, like, fucked up, for them to do what they did. More like him, because he put her up to doing that. He used her. He probably told her that, oh, you go sit where, go sit where Candy sits and watch she get mad. Ha ha. They do that freaking, I'm not saying he did that, but I've had people throughout life who have treated me like that and are bold enough to do it in front of my face. But I be trying to stay out of Mr. John's way. I be trying to stay out of his way. Like, come on, like where have you normally been eating and then, but as I said, I wouldn't have a problem with it if if you just want to go and sit there, but the fact that you just started doing it, making this new habit of doing it, and I know that you're a perp, and I know you're doing it to perp me, and that's what and you're probably trying to find covert ways to run me off the job or drive me to want to quit. And force me to be back on the streets. And I still have my doggone online gang stalkers who stalk my every move, but got complaints about everything, my every word in my videos, and my every action. Like somebody on Twitter said that she has like over 30,000 invisible followers, that many people stalking and watching her every move. Like she doesn't have 30,000 Twitter followers, but how they have some people who stalk your Twitter, but then they're not physically following you. Like they don't press the follow button and you get updates by following you, but they stalk you without physically being one of your followers on Twitter, if you get what I'm saying. If they keep peeking and looking several times a day at what you're doing. That's why I say y'all wasting your life keeping up with you and have lived vicariously through me, that you waste your life keeping up with everything I do, and you get paid to do it. Like that's not y'all missing out on so much. That is not a life to live. Don't y'all get a vacation or a break from gang stalking? As I said, I'm not being quiet, and I didn't realize that when I just try to adjust my bra strap, and I didn't mean to come out to look like this. That wasn't intentional. But you know, I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I'm really tired. And as I said, people want me to feel embarrassed once my employer or whoever finds out about my videos, or whatever I'm going through. And the online perps, it's like none of their business how I interact with my coworkers who are perping me. But the other coworker, no perp activity at all. My immediate supervisor, no perp activity at all. And Miss Brenda, more like no perp activity at all. But I'm saying that Mr. John is freaking using her. You know. So yeah, that made me mad. Like just freaking inconvenience me. So I'm mad at the fact that this was planned out and done by him, orchestrated by him, Mr. John, and that was planned out and orchestrated by him and done deliberately, like on purpose. And so, I didn't even tell them because he knew what he did, and I didn't want a damn argument because I know he's a perp. So that's why I just freaking came in here and took my whatever, my break. It's like a little after 5:30, 5:32. So I mean, it's like, damn, this job is like tainted with one perp out of us four. They gotta have one perp, but he supposedly had been working here before me. And you have it on your mind or make a conscious decision to put your headlights, a certain way when you drive off from work. Like it's like everything it's like everything these gang stalkers do is like perfectly evil. And how the hell, if you a gang stalker, if you're perping me, how the hell are you financially struggling? If people try to say this gang stalking network, they make $250,000 off of you per year and stuff like that, and they're not gonna kill you and stuff like that. Excuse me. It's a moment where seems like my doggone my eye seems like my eyelashes are trying to fall out. But good news is the abscess in my mouth seems like it's shrunk by seems like half of what it was last night. I don't know. I'd hate to freaking end up losing this job and be back to square one. But it seems like they're trying so hard. They're trying so hard, and I thought it seems like as if everybody love me. Mostly everybody love me, and they depend on me to come here to work and stuff like that. And then the story, I mean, gets out and go viral, and then gets twisted up, like what happened at the previous job. So my twin sister tried to falsely make it like as if I was lying about how or why I shut down my GoFundMe. Me and her are not even in contact, but she has her own false theory. As I say, I can never last anywhere or get settled nowhere or nothing. But I mean, stuff that the gang stalkers do, supposedly petty, or no big deal in the eyes of other people. But when you being a target, you get frustrated, and it's a big deal to you because you know what they're doing. You know what they're doing and what they're about. And then he be trying to like pretend to be fake. He goes up and down, act a bitch one moment, and then be a fake friendly and be trying to be nosy and inquisitive and trying to entangle me in a fake friendly conversation. Like, you a perp. I don't even want conversation with you. Stay far away from me. So it's like teamed up for him to work um the same buildings that I work, and the other lady teams up with the other guy. But I heard that there was a lady who had to leave and had surgery, and I guess I have indefinite work because I'm supposedly, filling in for her. And I just told y'all how they say I do a good job and everything, but as I say, I know what he's doing. And like my first day dealing with him, it was a Friday, and he just came back from being injured from getting something happened to his ribs and broken ribs or something, and he walks fine, like as if he walks like as if nothing's wrong with him. But then he you know, it may not have been that day. I think it was that following Monday I dealt with him, and it's like I felt like the way he talked to me made me feel like I was driven to want to quit. And the fake foster family used to do that too. Like the foster sister Shelly, do stuff on purpose to push my buttons and make me mad and stuff, and make me explode and go off, and then play it off like she don't know what freaking reason why I'm getting mad. And the biological sister Ramona would do that too. Do stuff on purpose to make you mad, and then pretend like they don't know why you get frustrated. But they do stuff is deliberate, and then they try to play it off and gaslight. So it's like I'm supposed to be bullied into silence and submission to not talk anything about my gang stalking. And then now I have a job and got it on my own without selling out, without selling my soul. Now they want to attack me even more and get me speaking more so that they can force me to be back on the streets or locked up and put away like an animal. So yeah, it's like even a job like this, they figured I'm not allowed to have any job or any roof over my head until or unless I sell out and become like them. It's going to be a time very soon with the food shortages, and we got to prepare. And I don't know. I'm like stuck about the idea of preparation for end times and everything. It would be easier if I had a roof over my head, but then the government will come and hold you at gunpoint and haul you off, put you in FEMA camps, and they'll hold you at gunpoint and take all your food. Take all your food and come in at, like, you hear about this dark winter. So they'll come and, come SWAT team come and kick your door down and, snatch you out your house and put you in FEMA camps. And they have martial law, and, they'll come confiscate your food. And, that's some of the reasons why I heard that if you go live off grid, then boom, you put on a terrorist watch list and become a targeted individual and be gang stalked. A lot of truthers, real sincere truthers, are targeted individuals being gang stalked because they don't conform to the New World Order. They won't bow down to the New World Order. So I mean, I might freaking end up having to starve and die. I mean, a normal regular meal you get called greedy for. But let's see, when these food shortages come, let's see who's going to be greedy.